Hi guys, welcome to season 6, the finale episode of Real or Real with Anu. Thank you all so much for being here. And today we're going to talk about this super show, which I'm sure most of you have seen. And if you haven't, please get on and see it right now. It's called Scam 92. And with us, we have all the guys responsible for this show. Now, the show was on Harshad Mehta. Harshad Mehta was the leading stockbroker. And in 1992 of the security scam, and he was infamously known as a market manipulator. A lot of people said that financial experts said that he committed fraud. Some said no, it was just he went through the loopholes and he did nothing wrong. And but his wrongdoings led to losses of over 4,000 crore rupees, and all with the help and connivance of some bank employees. And while this was happening simultaneously, there was a journalist, Sucheta Dalal, who was sitting and writing about his wrongdoings with the tip of another bank clerk. Now, for that, we are going to be introducing to the main characters of the show, and whatever we need to know after that, we're going to get from them. I'd like to first introduce Shreya. Hi, Shreya.
Hi, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being here. Shreya played Sucheta Dalal, a real life character. Sucheta is Indian actress, very talented, model, director, author. But tell me, Sucheta, how did Sucheta? Okay, I keep calling you Shreya. Shreya, tell me one thing. Sucheta is a real life character, right? You played a real person. So before I ask you that, how did you get this role? Because I believe you really wanted it bad.
Well, we got the role the good old-fashioned way, which is by auditioning. And I had auditioned at Mukesh Chhavra's casting company, and they were testing for the part. I was one of the last people to be cast on the show, and found out that Hansal didn't actually see our auditions and went by some gut instinct feel he had about us. And I'm so glad that he did because, my God, what an opportunity.
Are you serious? Because I got to know, I read somewhere, it could be true or what, that Shreya begged and begged for this audition from Hansal. And one fine day, she really just got what she wanted. Is that true?
Well, I wanted to work with Hansal, which is why I really badly wanted to audition. And when I got the opportunity to audition, I was grateful for it, but, I'm really glad that Hansal saw something. Well, not entirely in the audition, but he saw something.
Great. Okay, now I want to introduce you to Harshad Mehta himself. Prateek? Okay. Now Prateek has turned the back camera. Prateek, come on. Twist around.
Yeah, Prateek.
Guys, what is happening? You guys are pros. Come on. Yes, you're back.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
now I'm going to introduce. Okay, now I'm going to introduce you to Prateek himself, who played Harshad Mehta. And honest to God, Prateek, I've forgotten the real Harshad Mehta. According to me, it's you. Actor,
so first of all, thank you very much for having me.
Not at all. You deserve to be here right now. Anyone, Prateek, how did you get this role of Harshad Mehta, and how excited were you to get it? Honestly, what did you feel playing a character who was right there real?
Oh yes, it's absolutely an exciting character to perform, and I'm sure it's a treat for any actor to.
Saurav, I can't hear. I can't hear.
Yeah. Am I connected now? Can you hear me?
Audible. Yeah. Now you're audible. Yeah.
Okay. So I was saying that the process of getting this role is similar to what Shreya just mentioned. I also gave an audition, and my audition was also never seen by Hansal sir because he had already seen earlier films of mine. He had seen my theatre work, and that's how I guess he made up his mind to go ahead with me. And that's how I landed up doing this character, which changed my life completely.
Wow, we can see that. Okay, now since Hansal Mehta will take a while joining, I'm going to talk to Sameer. Sameer is very, very well known, Sameer Nair, as He's right now the CEO of Applause. He's a very senior media executive. We've known Sameer for over 2 decades. Am I right? I actually started my career with Sameer Nair in Star Plus. And Sameer was responsible for literally relaunching Star Plus with KB and the Balaji Q, the serials. Right? And today he's working on an OTT platform and once again break. I welcome you. I'm very, very happy. Tell me one thing. How is it you got to this from television to doing? What's this decision? Why is the voice?
Sorry, I missed that, Anu. I can't hear you clearly.
Yes, from the beginning. Okay, I said Sameer was responsible.
No, I got that. Just tell me the last bit.
No, I didn't say it. I said you were on TV and now you've gone into OTT platform.
Right.
Tell me one thing. What is this whole plan, the transition, etc.? Is it a conscious decision to get away from TV and onto OTT, where once again you made a breakthrough?
I think the app is a little buggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you hear me?
Very well.
No, thanks, Anu. That's very kind of you. So I have actually been, telling stories for a long time now. So I'm having the time of my life doing this. We've done a lot of TV and have a lot of fun doing TV. And for the last, I think about 10 odd years, I've been, transitioning out of, conventional traditional TV and trying to, do this premium television drama, as we call it. So I spent time with Alt Balaji, helped set that up. And now at Applause. So it's been fun. And, about Shreya and Prateek, unlike Hansal, who may have not seen the auditions, I definitely did. So I mean, Shreya's audition we had seen and pretty much like a first choice and was, sort of everyone zeroed in on her quite quickly. With regard to Prateek, of course, we did have that discussion with Hansal, and it was really an interesting conversation, and it was really Hansal's gut on this one, saying that, I really want to cast a character because, there's always that sense about getting just a face or getting somebody who can really get the flavor and the context and the cultural sort of, that vibe, right? And we'd all, of course, heard of Prateek. I mean, he is pretty big and famous in the Gujarati circles. So to that extent, It was not really a unknown person. It was just taking that leap of faith that, yes, let's go with it. And of course, the fact that he doesn't exactly look like Harshad. So, that was that one thing that, that this guy is
no, but he does,
become Harshad.
Sameer,
no, now after the show, after the show, actually the thing about the show is, and about Prateek, is that after the first 5 minutes, you sort of erase the original Harshad from your head and you say, this is the guy. And then it just sort of stays with you since.
Prateek, even when they showed shots of the real Harshad, according to us, it was honestly, casting was the high point of the show. I mean, what was this whole experience? Because there must have been a lot of success and this adulation setting in. And it's just that Harshad, this is a younger Harshad, and okay, he put on weight in the later years. But it kind of erased our memory of the original Harshad.
So I guess that's the power of audiovisual medium. Yeah, that's the power of audiovisual medium. He actually got you invested so much in the character in first few episodes that by the time we actually have revealed that real Harshad Mehta's photograph, you are sold with the idea that this is the real Harshad. That's the power of storytelling, I guess, which these seniors and these experienced people have.
No, I agree with that part of the story. But the fact is that we as an audience, we knew about Harshad, but the present generation wasn't so aware, of the fact that who Harshad was. And okay, now I want to ask you some questions, you guys. Now tell me one thing. The Harshad Mehta scam, what we're talking about, he was obviously backed by some big, now this is, because you, Shreya, have been talking to Sucheta. You obviously must have a lot more input and knowledge. He must have been backed by some big market lords and businessmen, etc. Am I right? But the fact is that he was the only one who was the face of it. I don't know of the others you've had people who are no longer there to defend themselves.
Yeah.
So say, what was it? What was the inside story? We need to know, because all we know is what we saw. There must have been a lot more to this.
For the inside story, you will have to talk to Samir because he knows exactly what to say and what not to say.
No, Samir, she's going to tell us. No. This is not fair, Samir. Come on.
For the inside story,
No,
as Sucheta herself says, is please read the
uh,
book. Lot more people
Yeah.
went to jail. Lot more things happened. It was not just him. There were many people involved. Many people, got caught, got penalized, went to jail. Many things happened. When we were telling the story, we decided to tell the story in the context of focusing it on her personality. Two personalities, really. So there's Shreya's character and there's Prateek's character. Those are the two characters, and we chose to tell the story in that manner. The real story, of course, involved a lot more people and a lot more things. And it's all there in the book, actually. The book's been out for the last 25 years.
but the book is something which we all haven't read. I mean, some people may have, but it doesn't. This medium is somehow what attracted to it, attracted us to the fact that this story was real. Because I remember I saw the whole thing over not even 1.5 days. I saw the whole show beginning to end. And then you started relating with a lot of people who were right there. But tell me, what made you tell the Harshad Mehta story?
Well, actually, it's a story that I've been wanting to tell for a long time. Like you, even I was a younger person at the time. He was a really colorful character. Everyone knew about him. I remember there was one India Today magazine, I think in 1991, where there was a Harshad Mehta figure, an idol at a Ganesh Mandal, for Apna during the Visarjan period.
Yeah,
And that thought never went out of my head, that's got to be, even the magazine reported it in that manner, saying that, this guy has become so big that there is a sort of a murti of his in a Ganesh Pandal. And I said like, wow, that's so cool. So later, we wanted to do this before, but we could never do it on TV. So when this chance arose and we started applause, I think one of the first things I did was that Sharik Patel had come to meet me. And I told Sharik, let's do this. Let's tell this scam story. So go meet Sucheta and let's get the book rights and do all of that. So Sharik was actually the first producer of this show. And he got in touch with Sucheta, and then my team Priya went and we met Sucheta and got the book rights. Meanwhile, I had met Hansal. Hansal and me had done work together on Balaji, on the Bose. So we had already been in touch, and we sort of signed up Hansal as a director. And so we did that first, and then the conversation was, what can we do together? And I said, listen, I've got the rights of this book, Scam, this Harshad Mehta story. So he said, oh, I love it. I spent my entire life being, people get confused between Hansal and Harshad. So this is a story even I want to tell. So it was that. Then he got onto it. We were working, then writers, all of that. It took it time. We've been at it for almost 3 years by the time it released. But
so it's worth the effort. I'll ask you some more questions, Samir, because Shreya and Prateek refuse to answer. So I'm going to ask them a little more about it. They're being very cautious, Samir. You stop scaring them, okay? Let them say.
It's all in the book. It's all in the book. We tell everyone that. Read the book.
book nahi padni, hum show dekh liya. Shreya, tell me one thing, little bit about yourself. Like we saying, you and Prateek are very popular, what you've done. But this is the first time you've come out, in this public domain where you become a household
In such a massive way.
Yeah. So just tell us something about you so one knows, okay, this is a Shreya and you can relate to her.
Sorry, I didn't get the last part.
I said, just tell us a little about yourself so we can relate to you a little more.
Oh, okay. What would you like to know? I am an engineer like Prateek. I grew up in the Middle East. I've lived in about 7 countries because my dad's in aviation. So we moved around a lot and I came to India for my engineering. I've studied dance, drama and music and I've been acting since I was 4 years old. I can read and write about 7 languages, but I can understand about 4. I'm a deep sea diver. I've swum with sharks. Yeah. And is there anything more interesting? Yeah, these are the interesting cool bits.
That's a lot, honestly, because what happened is there was a time Samir knows we started a magazine called Great Magazine from the ITA because there were so many stars, so many television stars, but nobody knew who they were. We just knew the characters. So it was interesting to know about them, and then all of a sudden we start relating to you differently.
Yeah.
Now we're going to look at you as the intellectual graduate engineer with 7 language experience. That is brilliant.
And I've swum with sharks. Don't forget.
I've swum with sharks. Hi Hansel, welcome.
Oh, Hansal's here.
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही. Hansel's आवाज.
Am I late?
Yes, you're.
Shit, I thought it was
No, you're on time.
I thought it was 4:30. Sorry.
Before we talk further, I just want to introduce everybody to Hansel Mehta. Hansel is a great Indian film director, actor, producer, and we've all known of Hansel Mehta since he started Khana Khazana, which was nearly 30 years ago. Am I right, Hansel?
No, 27, yeah, nearly 30 years ago.
Nearly 30 years. I remember when we started ITA, you were already Khana Khazana was like a legendary show at that time. Tell us one thing, Hansel. What made you want to tell, as Sameer has already told us, the Harshad Mehta story with so much of passion? Sameer said you wanted to do it and you said that's exactly what I wanted to do. Is tell the story of Harshad Mehta.
Yeah, I mean, it's a story that was waiting to be told. And I'd read Sucheta Dalal's book, and you see, the thing is, no producer wanted to make, I wanted to make it as a film way back in 2005, but no producer was willing to make a film. And then I gave up. I mean, I gave up the idea, and then I made other films along the way. And I think everything happens at the right time. I always say the right story finds its time to be told. I think this was the
Right.
time that the story had to be told.
Right.
And I mean, Sameer and me meeting and him telling me exactly about this story. I mean, I couldn't have chosen a better debut on the web, on the web platform.
So true. So true. Okay. So it's like you always wanted and Sameer just happened to meet you. But tell me one thing, Hansel. How much of this story is fact and fiction?
You want to tell me the truth? Want you to tell you the truth or what?
The truth, the honest truth. And Sameer, you're not saying anything now. You didn't tell us.
No,
Yeah.
see, when you do true stories, when you tell stories that are based on actually documented events, especially because Sucheta Dalal and Debashish Basu's book was it was a dense piece of non-fiction. So we had to dramatize. There were so many characters. So, in a dramatic structure, you need to composite characters so that you have somebody that you root for, somebody that you go against, to create a protagonist, antagonist, that kind of a storytelling structure. You composite characters, you dramatize situations, you condense situations, you stretch situations. So, while everything is based on true documented facts, it is a dramatized version of those. And also imagine. It's an imagined world. Ultimately, Harshad Mehta is not alive to sit next to us and validate what we are saying. So we have
I agree.
imagined world based on the available information in the public
Information.
domain.
Right. And Prateek, as Harshad Mehta, we were just telling him, you have made us forget the real Harshad Mehta as Prateek. So Prateek, Hansel chose you. He thought you were fabulous in Gujarati theatre. So I think there is a very strong Gujarati connection. Harshad Mehta, Hansel Mehta, Prateek Gandhi. So tell us one thing, when you got this and how did you feel? Has this adulation all been, has it sunk in that today you become a household name in our country and abroad, obviously?
So that's an interesting process that happened inside me when I first received call from Hansel sir. And so he just called me and he said, "Hi Prateek, Hansel Mehta here, and I'm a filmmaker, and let's meet up. There is something interesting that I want to discuss with you." And he said he's introducing himself on the phone, and I was like, I was still checking my phone whether I just received a call or it's a prank. Then when I met him, he's politely asking me that this is something that we are trying to do. See if it interests you, and if you like to go ahead with it, then we'll speak to your manager So, matlab, I actually wanted to shout and tell him that there is no manager, there is nothing that I want to think. I just want to do it right away. Matlab, I don't want to think about it. And then that's how it all started. And now after its release and after whatever has happened in my life, I guess I'm still digesting the fact that everything has happened for real.
How
It all
nice
looks
is
like a
that?
dream.
You know, yeah, how nice is that? But tell me one thing, Sameer, you and Hansal actually have worked. So Hansal has worked with all three mediums. You work with films, you work with television, now OTT. Is there a difference in acceptance of people and instant that you get on OTT, which is very good as compared to the other mediums?
I don't know. As a director, I can only speak for say one thing, that OTT is a new medium, and because it's a new medium, we are still open to trying new things. You see, as the medium grows older, people start building rules. They start, putting your storytelling into boxes. कि ऐसा चलता है, ऐसा नहीं चलता है. So that has happened, unfortunately, with the film business. So the moment something like the pandemic hits you, you are left with your pants down. कि अच्छा, now what happened? How do you make, how do you subvert the formula? What do you do? Because you have been conditioned to making a certain kind of film, saying you've been told कि यही चलता है. So on OTT, we are not, fortunately, not yet being told in that many words कि ऐसे ही चलता है, यही होता है. So it has given creators a certain amount of freedom in telling stories. Beyond that, I mean,
So
we are all
Sameer did
storytellers.
give you that freedom. Yeah. No, so Sameer gave you that freedom to
Sameer was a
do
dream
it your
producer.
way.
Sameer was a dream producer. I mean, he, encouraged us. I mean, more than giving freedom, there is, I remember all our meetings. We had a lot of meetings. It was a major collaboration. We had a lot of meetings with the Applause team, and I remember those meetings. They were charged, and at times there were lots of disagreements. And Sameer, I give credit for always being positive through that entire process, for being positive, for being motivating. I mean, and that, and for being open. You see, that is, something that a studio needs, a creative, a creative head actually.
But you've always had this kind of a Midas touch from the time you started off with Star Plus. And literally at that time when nobody would have thought कि यार something like a Saas Bahu became the biggest thing in the country. But in this medium, tell me one thing. How do you know how well your shows are doing? How do you get this feedback? There are so many shows happening. How do you know this is what should work, is working, and how do you get to know that?
Well, actually, from point of view of what is working, the platforms tell you. I mean, we live now in a world which has got very, very high quality analytics, right? So these platforms have got fantastic detail available as to how things work, how many people saw, how many new customers, how much is the completion rate, did they drop out? So, I mean, that data is fantastic. The other, of course, big sign is, all the social noise that happens around something. So when something does well, when something is successful, you get a lot of, feedback, so the social feedback loop is, really important. The third thing, of course, is the platform itself being joyous and happy and thrilled about everything, the way it's turned out. And, you getting a second season or a third season or more shows or people calling you, competitors calling you and congratulating you. So I think the signs, I mean, the signs of success are there, apparent for everyone to see. But I think, just to echo what Hansal is saying, that how do, like the kind of stories that can be told, in many ways what's happening to India now is what happened to the US in 1997, which is starting from then with the rise of HBO, it's called the golden age of storytelling in the US, right? So the movies, Hollywood used to work in a particular space, and then television came along to tell these fantastic high quality stories, of the best possible quality and standards. Attracted the best writers, the best directors, the best actors, everyone. I think OTT in India has given us that golden moment, where television is in a linear TV kind of, the daily soap drama space. Movies are, become very formulaic, and over time, there are a whole bunch of rules. So we are in that point. This is that point where we will do our Sopranos, tell those kind of stories, and we've already started. So I mean, Scam is a story like that. I'm Mirzapur and Patal Lok were stories like that. There are so
But
many
tell me
stories
one
being
thing.
told.
Scam is a little different from those hardcore Patal Lok, Mirzapur. Those are a lot of killing and violence, etc. This wasn't that. It was a very, very clear story about what happened. But somehow I think we get attracted to this kind of person, right?
Well, it's
We
a
don't
story
love-
like it's a story like any other. I mean, it's like one shouldn't compare, blood and gore and violence to something like this. Not that either is no better or worse. This is a different tale. It's a tale about greed. It's a tale about corruption. It's a true life story. It's set in an environment which is financial and business. We haven't seen
And lots
anything
of
like that.
money.
And I think the important thing what Hansal managed to do in it is that he humanized all the characters so well that it touched everyone. Like we've had people who are like older people, younger people, young college students who've seen it, and everybody, like, all social classes, all age groups, all gender demographics. I mean, it's truly cut across. So, I mean,
you're right.
that's really is.
You won't believe me, the day I saw it, the first day it came out, I rang up Sony Live, I rang up Saugata. I said, listen, it's bothering me. I want to go to the next episode. He said, I know our technical team is working on it, but I was stuck on that and I wanted to finish it. So I remember calling him the first day because I found it very interesting. Then obviously, as usual, I send messages to the world and its aunt. And I said, you got to see Harshad Mehta. But tell me one thing, Prateek, you are not feeling that you are now typecast as a very typical young Harshad Mehta Gujarati look. You can do other stuff.
I never want to be typecasted that way in any particular look, feel, or any particular character also. And that's what I had been trying in whatever that I had done till now. So henceforth also I want to be in a position where audience is not expecting anything from me when I come on screen or on stage. That's the best place for an actor to be in, where you can actually surprise them.
So that's why
By
I give
creating a
credit to
different,
Hansal and...
yeah.
No. That's why I give credit to the casting. The casting has been fabulous of the show. Honestly, guys, that's fabulous. Now I want to ask you a question. You've done this show. Now I don't know whether Hansal can tell me this or Samir can. How did Harshad Mehta die? We don't know. All we saw was it we heard it was a heart attack. Somewhere it was written HIV. We don't know. How did he die? How did the Hansal Mehta, how did Harshad Mehta actually die? Who can answer that?
Live. Yeah. Well, I think, all we know is that he died a very ordinary death. He died a death.
You think so?
A very lonely and a very ordinary death. So what we, as I told you, we wanted to, the point was not how he died. The point was when he died, where was he? What was his state of mind? And this is a story about, rise, fall, greed, and greed gone wrong. So it's a karmic story. It's a story of, the karmic cycle for this character being completed. So his death is more symbolic than, technical. That did he have a heart attack? Did he have was he HIV positive? What was it? For me, it was his death was the death of a dream that could have been, a dream that the entire nation dreamt, and it was the death of broken dreams.
No, I'll tell you why I'm asking you. Now, all of a sudden, till this show, I think all these years we didn't think about it. Now we saw the show. And we saw him dead in the jail on a bench or someplace. Now I started bothering and I was just going through it and I said, how did he actually die? I don't know. Samir, would you know how did he actually die? Is a question which is, I think, on a lot of people's minds.
I think as Hansal says, and as the book says, and as the available information, and since we are really telling a true life story, the available information is that he was in prison at the time. He did suffer a heart attack. What reasons led to that heart attack, we don't know, but it was it was really one of those things, and it could be related to the stress of the time, to the stress of, all of that stuff going on. There were cases,
It was a heart attack.
there was a lot of, governmental pressure on him, and there were a whole bunch of cases on him, and things were happening. So interestingly enough, 20 years on, most of those cases have now fallen by the wayside. They've won many cases, and a lot of things have got resolved. But at the time, I can imagine the pressure on him.
See, I tell you what, another thing now see, these are questions which after seeing the whole show, one comes up with. What is his net worth? They say the scam was 4,000 crores. And it's always bothering where that money went. It has just vanished. I mean, there is no clue. Obviously, they say there are some custodians who had that, but where is that money? It's just kind of vanished. Didn't you think and wonder where?
But honestly, there's nothing vanished in that sense. Even when you understand the thing is to try and understand what the modus operandi was and what he was doing. So he was essentially taking money from the banks, which was not his money, as Shreya and Sucheta say in the series, that he takes the money from the bank, he plays the stock markets, and he returns the money to the bank, right? The big question there is that it was not his money to take. So it was not his money to take. It was not his money to do this with it. And that's what she calls out as a journalist. It is not about, at one point there's a scene where they say he returned the money, he returned the balance 6 crores, and it's all done. And she says, but that's not right. And in fact, many of the scams we've seen after that, the current day scams that you see, it always involves the same modus operandi. It is always about bank officials, about taking money that doesn't belong to you and doing other stuff with it. I think so. In that sense, Harshad Mehta is the original. He came up with the idea first.
Yeah, because I read somewhere again that he was a mentor of Ketan Parekh.
Must have been. I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah. He was
it's there in the book again. It's all in the book.
20 years later, Ketan Parekh did the same thing. That means those loopholes were obviously not stitched. They're just there open. And before that, there was a Calcutta scam, etc. But then nothing happened after that. But tell me one thing. You feel you don't know and the money is no longer there. And most of the people we saw in the show were not there to defend anyone. Was there anyone very important, Hansal, that you didn't put as part of the series for various reasons? Or everybody who was important to him was part of it?
I think everyone. There was nothing that was... most of the things that were in the book and which we wanted to dramatize are in the show. That is the reason it was a 550-page script, because we tried to include as much as possible. Yes, certain characters have been modified. Like I must say, Debashish, perhaps in the writing we could not do much to celebrate Debashish Basu's contribution to unraveling the scam and to writing such detailed pieces about the scam. So that was a liberty that we took, but otherwise I think it's very well balanced. The battle between truth and greed. I think essentially it's a documentation of this battle between truth and greed. There's a journalist on the quest for truth for a story, and there's a man who's greedy for more. Whose meteoric rise doesn't seem to stop until greed gets the better of him. So I don't think, and we've tried to cover as many people as required to tell this story.
Is there anything you wish you could have added due to lack of, whether it was time or whatever the reason, which could have been part of the show? Because Samir, a show like this can't get a season 2. It's a story of a man. Am I right? You can't get into a second season with this. You can do another scam, but you can't do this.
Yeah, and that's the idea also. In a sense, the idea is not to do a second season of this story. The idea is to do subsequent seasons of other scams. And we have so many scams to look at. So that's sort of convenient. There's lots of stories to tell that way.
Yeah, but okay, one thing I have to say, you guys have been very cautious in saying a lot of stuff. But I want to know from Shreya, anything that Sucheta told you that you wish that you can share with us. Now, don't look at Samir and don't look at Hansal, just tell us. Anything that she shared with you which you felt, okay, I think I need to tell them.
No, the only thing she shared was a message that she actually really liked the show. Did mention some points about the fact of something to be a little bit different, but she liked the show and she didn't completely hate me. So that's a big
I
compliment.
love Shreya. Sumit, I think I can guarantee you told them both, don't you dare say anything if she does not.
No, not at all. I
No,
mean,
no.
they
honestly,
haven't.
we've all worked so hard on this show, and in fact, I think both Pratik and Shreya have become those people. Hansal and me have
No, it's
been
true.
so deeply steeped in this, and it was
No.
it's not an easy story to tell because even though it's based on
No.
a book, as Hansal said, you're dramatizing events, you're imagining how things may have been. You are sort of, combining characters and you're trying to tell a tale. It's very difficult material to handle and to put it out in such an entertaining manner and such a lucid manner. Like I meet people who tell me that, oh no, after seeing Scam, now I've understood the financial markets and I worry for them because, it's like watching Grey's Anatomy and thinking you can do open heart surgery.
Doctor,
It's like, don't do that. don't dive into the stock market straight away. So yeah, so it's been I mean, I'm sure there are many other parts to the story and facets to the story that were there, but we were telling a very particular tale. I think that was sort of decided early on that we were trying to tell the story of Harshad Mehta and the journalist Sucheta Dalal who called him out. It was really
because his
focused on
wife
that.
and son and brother are still there, right?
Yeah.
Both are still, they're still around, but then like you said, everything is died out. Every scam has been, every fraudulent action has been wiped out and say they no longer exist and now we're into square one once again. Don't you think, Sameer, there's something wrong there? You're kind of opening the way for the rest of the people or the new scamsters to come forward and do a similar thing. The
No,
fact
but they've
that
been
everything
doing
is
it all
wiped out.
along, right? All of this
I
has been
agree,
going on.
No, but if
See,
there is
all
some
of this
kind
has been going on, as in all of these things when they happen, it's just a system. These are all systemic failures. There's nothing more or less to it. These are things that happen in a large country, in a large society with lots of things happening, so many moving parts. There's always be people who come up with new ways to, break the law, subvert the system, and to do things. So I don't think there's anything more suspicious. There's no grand conspiracy theory or anything. It's just the way it is.
I was hoping to get something out of you. Something you all might know. Okay, now I know the future of this platform is that as many eyeballs as we can get, how much time people spend, that is the future of what the future is, considering what we've been through the last few months. That is it. So, Hansal, you're going to back to sticking to OTT more as against films?
No, there's no such strategy. I'm still responding to stories. If there's a story that appeals to you, you desperately want to tell it. And so this has proven to me, after so many years of making films, it keeps underlining one fact that if there's a story that you really want to tell, then do it. If there's a story that you feel that you're doing for other reasons, so very often we do films, we do things for other reasons, that okay, I'm getting a lot of money for this, but I'm not convinced about the story. Sambhal lunga. You do so everything that is done for the right reason. I think this was done for the right reasons, and
it's worked worked brilliantly. The genuineness, the earnestness showed in all your characters. And before we obviously say bye and to a brilliant show done, anything, Pratik, you would like to say? Anything which you feel, besides thank you to Hansal and Sameer?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing that I wanted to say, and I keep wanting to say all the time, though.
Sweet. He started with that, that's why I'm saying it. Okay. I think Hansal, you give in.
I think you asked this question to Sameer sir also in the beginning, that the way OTT has changed the game and all these web series and the entire transition. So I guess this is the best time for actors to be around, because as Hansal sir also said, that there is no set formula, there is no set format. Everybody is open for experiments, and these experiments are giving opportunity to actors like me and Shreya to come out and showcase whatever that we know, the craft that we have and the passion that we have. So I guess this is the best time for actors to be around, and we are lucky amongst those many that we got to to be part of
I
such
agree.
a big phenomenon.
I agree with you. And share anything before we wind up?
Well, apart from thanking Hansal, Sameer, and Prateek, obviously, and you for having us on this wonderful panel,
How sweet. You're
I
welcome.
actually want to give credit to everybody on the team. I mean, on Team Scam 1992, because I feel like our show, in very much particular, has set new benchmarks for people behind the camera and in front of the camera, and has broken old traditions of how something should look, how something should be, who it should be populated with, who should be hired for it. So I think the whole credit goes to Sameer's team and Hansal and everybody who helped make this show happen. Because
How
I
nice.
really think it helped a lot more people come into the industry and get more opportunities on and
How
off screen.
nice. Hansel, you've introduced two fabulous stars. Literally, I'll call them stars on arrival to the industry. Feels good?
They are good. Yeah, I just hope, that they keep their feet firmly on the ground and they remain what they are, fantastic actors and wonderful human beings. And,
And
stardom,
hungry people for Hansal's food.
yeah, and hungry for
Khandvi and
food,
Dhokla.
hungry for food and good characters.
Hansel is still not back to the director he is. He said, forget the food, buddy. Let's go back to what we are. Sameer, before we conclude, please tell us anything which you feel you really want, because now people are looking at you for more successful shows like this.
Well, actually, nothing that I want, just to, echo what everyone is saying, that, what really this whole OTT streaming business has done is that I compare this if you compare it to cricket, then in many ways, television was, is like domestic cricket, and movies is like, making it to the national team. What the streaming business is IPL, right? So it allows, all sorts of people to come and play and strut their
Yeah.
stuff. So, you have 11
Yeah.
people who make it to the national team. And then you have everyone who plays on TV and is like nameless, faceless. Some people make it or not. It's a lot of hard work. And then IPL comes along and it's this wild jamboree. And the best part about this IPL is that it's all year round. And everyone gets to come and strut their stuff. And somebody like a Rahul Tewatia, so like a Prateek Gandhi is like, he comes and he hits the ball out of the park. And it's like, what a big moment. And that can never, because to get into the national team is so complicated and so difficult and, all of those things. So I am really happy for this time that we are in. I'm happy for this opportunity. Yeah, and thank you guys. I mean, were it not for you all are the ones who made
Very
this show.
interesting analogy, yeah. Very, very
That's
interesting
a
analogy.
fantastic analogy.
Cool, yeah, Sameer. Okay, now why we say Sameer is the top media exec we know.
All
And I'd like to thank you all for this super successful show, honest to God, and I am so happy. And this is my finale of season 6. And hopefully we'll all be meeting again very soon for more and more success. And I'd like to thank Shreya, Prateek, Hansal and Sameer so much for being on Real or Real. And a very, very happy New Year, guys. I hope to see you all next year very soon. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
very
so much for having
Thank you.
us. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.